Okay, morning all. How are we today? I'm running a little bit behind. Story of my life, really. What can you do? Monday again. What are we going to do today? Last week I wasn't around because I had blood test with the local doctor's surgery for various uninteresting reasons. I'm back today and have completely forgotten whatever we were doing with rodeo, so I think the first step will be getting that back on track and having a look at it. Obviously, I have tea, so I shall be drinking my tea today as well. Very carefully putting it down there. It's that kind of day where I feel like I'm going to make a huge mistake or error and spill tea everywhere or knock my water glass over or something like that. We shall see how it goes. Yeah, I'm using a new microphone today, so let me know if it doesn't sound good or if you can't hear me. That would be good to know. Think you can hear me. At least I can see the bars going up and down on the Streamlabs thing. So maybe it's all okay. Or maybe there's a lot of background noise. Maybe there's a lot of hissing. Let me know. Or maybe I'll find out when I listen to the recording. Anyway, is it this one here? Let's have a look at what we're going to do today. So let's start with Safari. And we want to github.com Acrobat Rodeo. Don't want the pause. Let's go to Rodeo itself. Here we go. This is Rodeo. What are we doing? Command line tool to work with Flickr. So we've got any pull requests at the moment. It doesn't look like we've got any pull requests, so everything is up to date. Maybe the last thing we did was do a release. That seems to ring a bell. Yeah, 14 days ago we did 0.3, so we did the new release. And looking at that, it was all around the create album flag. But I also needed that TIFF to JPEG thing because we're bugging Catalina at the moment, which is irritating. What's going on in the issues? Anything interesting on the issues? Allow creation of a new album when selecting via -- album. Oh yeah, that would be a handy little thing to get in, but not important or urgent. Provide sensible message when file couldn't be found. That's just an irritant. Restore deleted keywords to file after upload. Also an irritant. Rerun rules on previously uploaded files. That'd be nice to do. Maybe you do have to have a switch for that, I suspect. And the ability to add a photo to a group would also be quite cool, but none of those are particularly urgent for my personal needs. So there's a good chance that we're getting to the point where Rodeo is complete enough for me. I am happy enough with it. That should be quite nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's on our plates. We could do something related to that if we wanted to. So I'm moving my microphone around. What about RST to PDF? What's the state of that at the moment? That's not there, it's here. So the RST to PDF is a little app around creating a PDF from a restructured text file. I use it for my presentations and things like that. Looks like it's reasonably active at the moment. So Lorna's been keeping it tidy. So let's see what our pull requests look like at the moment. Maybe you can do some work on this. Looking for a review on set return code on error still. Maybe I should ping someone about that. What's that looking like at the moment? When did I last touch it? Legends plot. Oh. Okay, I requested a review. So Lorna's waiting for Stephen to look at it by the looks of things. She's much better at operating GitHub than I am. So I didn't know that I should have removed the... I could have removed the stale review. That would have been clever of me. It's only 2 days ago that Lorna last looked at it, and Stephen hasn't come back to it yet. So that's just sitting there. We've got snap of the 0.898 release is currently in limbo. Not sure what we can do about that. Starfix headers of files also changed licenses, so we're waiting for feedback on that. Create PDF. Error out when importing extension files is failing on... We've got a CI failure there. So that's not a good sign. Not sure we can do anything about that. Oh, that's right. Looks like Stephen's busy at the moment, so maybe you can rebase this and push it through. So let me do that. I wonder if I can do that. I should be able to do that, shouldn't I? Let's have a go at doing that. We're going to need item for that. RST2 PDF. Git checkout master. Git pull upstream master. Whoops. And push origin master. Get our local version up to date. Push. It's not push origin master, it's git push origin master. Like so. Okay, so that's up to date, good. Git branch. What have we got? We've got loads of branches. I really should tidy these up. GH, PR, checkout, 954. Looks like Stephen did some work after I did the changes. Or at least resolve them. Oh yeah, that's right, we wanted the variable name changed and he did that, I remember that now. Looks good, we're measuring off on new base. Okay, so let's rebase this then. Git rebase against master. Well, that was nice and easy. Let's push -F, it'll probably error because we're on okay, Acrobat. Actually, let's try that again. It's going to need my password. Let's move that over here so you can't see it whilst I do it. Not that I don't know timing attacks are technically possible. That one. Invalid password. Why is it invalid password? Why doesn't it like that? Why is it trying to do it like that? Git remote -v. Git branch -a -v. So why is it asking for HTTPS GitHub? That seems unhelpful. Do I need to do a... That's my username. That's my password. Invalid username password, which is wrong. Presumably it needs me to create... GHPR checkout HTTP versus SSH. It's done in .git config. Look. Set that. Right, so now what we want to do is git checkout master, git branch -d issues 920, GHPR checkout 954 again. Now we can git rebase master. Hey, it's John the nice guy turned up. Hey John, how are you? It looks like I'm trying to push to a repo that's not mine. Yes, exactly. I am trying to push to a repo that's not mine. But I'm allowed to do so, or might be allowed to do so, because it's a pull request on my project. So given that it's on my project, and when Stephen created this pull request, if he left the checkbox, which is normally about here, saying allow maintainers to update this branch, I should be able to do an update. See, that's the plan. But I was having problems because I checked this out using GHPR checkout 954, and the GitHub GH CLI by default uses HTTPS for the branch when it does the creation of the branch, and I needed to be SSH. So that's what I was trying to fix. And apparently that's in .git/config. So we should see it down here. Branch issues 920. The remote, I never realized this. Your remote is hard coded here, and you can see that this one here is an HTTPS one, and that's because I did it via the GH one. No, just jump in. Let's talk. That's fine. And you look at all these, and quite clearly I need to tidy up my pull requests because there's quite a lot there. I think that's been merged. I'm pretty sure we can start tidying up all these branches and get rid of them. I could do with a script that works that out. But anyway, the idea is that I've rebased this against master. So if we do git log one line, git log one line -10. Yeah, we're now on master. Should do -- graph as well, so you can see that. So this is the last thing that happened. Then we've got master, and then we've got Stephen's new commit at the top. Yes, I can use git remotes, but I'm lazy. Let's be honest. I'm just completely and utterly lazy. And GHPR checkout and then the PR number just works magically. So I'd rather do it that way. I used to do it the old-fashioned way, where I create the remote, check out their branch via the correct fully qualified branch name. But you can be bothered when you've got a CLI tool to do it for you. Right, so now can I push this up to Stephen's branch? Yes, that looks more promising. There's a lot of irony that I'm having Git issues and have to think through Git when I'm using my Git mug. So I don't know if you can read all that on the screen, but this mug has got all the Git commands and what they do, or at least a whole load of them, which was a birthday gift from my son last year. Don't know what he was trying to say to me. No affiliate link. No, monetization is not a strong point, is there? I need to monetize. I should have a button I press. Buy your Acrobat merchandise here. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? Okay, that's pushed. So hopefully this has updated. There we go. Acrobat feels pushed. It is now rebuilding. So hopefully that will rebuild and pass the build. Shall we see? Where's that done? That's done up there. Oh, it's still installing the pip dependencies. So I bought this expensive computer last year. It's an iMac Pro with lots of cores. It's desktop. And it is so fast at doing RST to PDF tests. So you can see them doing them here. Tum, tum, tum. This is obviously a single core processor from GitHub Actions point of view, so it has to do them one at a time. Whereas I can do them concurrently. So this is super quick. So pytest minus n auto will run them concurrently. So it works out there on 920 cores, and then it uses all 20 cores. And you can watch it run through them. And it takes about 35 seconds to do the entire test suite, which is wonderful. It's so much easier. I'm far more prepared to run the test suite when it is so quick. Don't know if you can hear the fan running up. Let's run the fan up now. Don't know if I've got the activity of monitors. CPU view. How do you view the CPU? There used to be a way. CPU window. But I can't see it. Oh, CPU usage. There we go. Yes, it's already finished. There's the CPU usage on my screen at the moment. So you can see what it's doing. So this is, where's it? Oh, it's run them now, so this is now tidying up. So you're using all the cores, doing something. That would be Streamlabs on him, but when you fire up the unit tests, or the integration tests, I suppose, you see it actually pulls all the cores up. Every core is in use. And you think, yay, I'm using my computer to its fullest extent for 35 seconds. Very, very nearly justifies the price. And this makes me feel it justifies the price. Make those fans work hard, because it's basically a silent computer, this. And then you see all the CPUs drop right down again because they've got nothing else to do. Sounds a little fun, isn't it? Clear that. This one failed. That's not a good sign. Error. Oh, it failed on lint. That's a bad thing to fail on, isn't it? Pre-commit. I brought myself a tablet computer through work just before Christmas. 8 gigs of RAM I can't upgrade. It's one of its few downsides. Yeah, RAM is a problem, isn't it? You basically want all the RAM you want. Considering buying a server machine for home. Yeah, that's a solution. I have this dilemma this year related to that. And yeah, we can see the failure here. So I'm going to have to git diff, git commit minus v. Oh, git add it first. I will come back to talk about servers in a minute once we get this going again. Let's add it first. Then, oh, I'm going to say grub. Git commit -v. Insert update for update reformat format for black compliance or compliance. Compliance looks better, doesn't it? Let's look up. That's how you do it. Compliance. Yes. Let's get pushed that. Okay, so let's let it do that. So hopefully it will rebuild the thing again. Starting your workflow runs good. Yeah, so my dilemma this year related to sort of home servers and stuff is that I'm seriously tempted to get a new Apple Silicon Mac. They look super quick. And I think that would be useful. And I think I can run nearly everything on it, but what I won't be able to run is some of the dependencies I have for work for some of my clients. And the most obvious one is SQL Server, which I currently run on this computer via a Linux virtual machine, and then I run SQL Server inside the virtual machine. And then once you've got Linux running, it's on x86 or x64, we can then put SQL Server on it and all is fine and dandy. Now, how do you do that with Apple Silicon? Now, the Docker people are working on stuff. So you can run VMs on M1s or M1Xs or whatever I actually get, because I'm waiting for the next generation anyway. Hopefully that rumoured 14 will be nice, that 14-inch laptop. But why hasn't this actually started yet? Oh, there we go, just need to refresh. So the virtual machines all run ARM. So you can run Docker containers easily on an Apple Silicon computer, but you're running an ARM virtual machine, an ARM Docker container, not an x86 Docker container. Now that's not a problem if you build in your own containers. So PHP, no problem. We can rebuild a PHP into an ARM container, not a problem. We can rebuild MySQL into an ARM container, no problem. SQL Server, x86 only. Now, as John says, what about QEMU? And the Docker people are supposed to be integrating that. So there is a good chance that we'll be able to use QEMU to run x86 containers within Docker, and then have SQL Server inside my x86 container, which is running through QEMU onto the ARM chip. And we'll have to see what the performance is like doing that. And that's my big query. What's the performance of that going to be like? Will it be good enough? I don't need to be super fast. Before I got this computer, the one before that was a 2013 MacBook Pro. So I don't necessarily need cutting edge performance, but I would like it to be fast enough. And if that doesn't work, my other idea is to get a Intel NUC or something like that and run Linux on that, and then just talk to the SQL Server over the network. Use some cabling on the desk, 10 gigabit per second networking. Hopefully that would be fast enough. I think should be fast enough. I mean, that's how we do it in the servers, isn't it? You know, we don't run our database on the same computer that our webheads are in. So we must be going over the network up there. So do the same locally. So I'm thinking about doing that as well. We shall see. But at the moment I don't have a laptop, and I will want a laptop at some point. Maybe not till the end of the year, but at some point I'm going to need a laptop again. And that will almost certainly be an Apple Silicon one. So we need to resolve this and have plans. So it's going through my mind. Tests are running though, so that's promising. Slowly. Tick, tick, tick. Not the fastest tests in the world, but they are integration tests, so they are actually testing our PDFs are being created correctly. Maybe not perfectly. We can probably do better integration tests than we do. There are some things they are not doing that they should be doing, but not bad at all. And some of the tests got really useful names, like this lot, 6917. Some have got rubbish names, like test issue 754. What on earth is that about? There's test issue 83. Back colour works for non-named colours. Way more useful test name. Test math. At least we can guess it's about mathematics in some way or another. So yeah, whirring and clicking our way through. This build is going for 5 minutes so far. And it's 83% of the way through. So much slower than my 35 seconds. Oh, I'm nearly out of tea. I have to move over to the waters. Oh. Everyone else drinking tea? Drinking coffee? What are we all doing with our mornings? Monday morning. 1st of February, so this is the first day of the new month. So we get a whole new month to look forward to as well. I did some planning yesterday. That was good. So I've got a bit of an idea what I'm doing for this month for clients. This implies that the only thing that isn't working on the M1 is any CLR based features. What does CLR stand for? Command line runner? Common language runtime? One of those. I think for a lot of things it'll be fine. Like all my photo stuff we know already runs on M1. Things like Lightroom are being ported to be M1 native as well, so that's good. Go, I don't think is there yet. I think Go's coming in February. Didn't I read that? Oh, I see. That's a quote from something. So the only thing that isn't working is CLR-based features. Pipe G, SQL Server, SCLR. I don't use a lot of SQL Server. You can author stored procedures, triggers, user-defined functions. Yeah, we don't do anything of that in our project. Our project uses a very, very dumb version of the database it treats as a very, very dumb relational database. Yeah, common language runtime is all the .NET stuff. No, that wouldn't work. Because .NET, or at least the .NET Foundation, is all open source now, isn't it? .NET Core, whatever they call it. The common language runtime integration feature is off by default in SQL Server. Oh, we certainly don't use it then. Oh yeah, I've heard of Azure SQL Edge. I don't know enough about it and what it actually is. I should probably look into that as well. So there certainly might be options there. Might be faster as well. That'd be nice. ARM compatible, that's good. Right, how's this doing? But what's missing is the CLR stuff. Yeah, I don't need CLR, so that is definitely not a problem, so that's good. All checks are successfully passed. One change has been requested. My change has gone through. Because what I wanted changed was this variable name was not particularly well named. And Stephen has updated that much better. so we can approve the changes. I could go the whole hog and actually merge this now, I reckon. Milestone set to 0.99. Git checkout master. Git merge no ff. That branch closes 954. Does this actually? Yes, it fixes 920. This is 920. Anyway, that's what we're up to. So what's John doing today? He's converting a bunch of documentation presented in an XLS into a big old Jekyll site. Ooh. So that's Excel. Oh, you have my sympathy. 200 files to manually adjust from imported lines of data which were marked downified. Oh dear. Can't automate it. I suppose you could spend 3 weeks automating it, or just spend a day manually fixing them up. Yes, so we think we can push that now. Git push upstream master and git push origin master. And that will very helpfully close this ticket off. Go us. We noticed how in GitHub the magic behind the scenes, the magic JavaScript, has correctly noted this is now a merged pull request, so it's changed the flag to merged, which is quite nice. And down here, it's got the merge commit in it. It's correctly disabled. Oh no, that's disabled because I'm not written anything there. But yeah, this is correct here. But it hasn't updated the 6 to a 5. It's weird, that, isn't it? Don't want to do that. Let's click there, back to there, and you'll see that 6 goes down to a 5. You'd think it'd fix that whilst it was doing it, but clearly not. Okay, so that gets us to that one. So we've got a style sheet refresh from Lorna and try catch for errors such as incorrect title ordering. Oh yeah, that one I added a comment to because what we really want to do is tie it into my job, my PR, which does the error codes. So that's kind of waiting on that. Yeah, don't want to override a polling. Yeah, I suppose so. I don't know how it works. But whether they're polling for doing the merge thing, once they've discovered the merge has happened, then they could go and get the pull request numbers at that point. But maybe it's too many. Maybe too much effort, did you say? Or they could just subtract 1 from the number you can see. Might not be true, because other things might have been merged in the meantime, but it's not a live number anyway, most of the time. Maybe if you changed it by knocking it down 1 on a merge, everyone would assume it's a live number all the time, which obviously isn't. So yeah, valid point. Good question. If that leads to race conditions. Yeah, well, these are clever people. Race conditions is what they're paid to fix. Right, marked as a draft as a starting point for 884. What's 884? Anyone know what 884 is? Review default style sheet. Oh, I wrote that. We should review the default style sheet, maybe improve it. Changing default style sheet will probably cause a lot of test failures. No, maybe not. We want to do that data, so I guess this time use the old style sheet for now. There are probably lots of things I didn't think about yet. Fork and counter PR with your own ideas. Okay, so let's see what Lorna's done. So she's updated styles.yaml and updated toColumn.yaml. Did toColumn.yaml not actually do two columns? Charm dot. Yeah, that'd be strange, wouldn't it? Maybe two column doesn't work the way you think it would do. Two column. First template, two column. There's a test style sheet here for 274. Test issue 247, sorry, uses two column. 247. 247 CLI. Oh, prints the style sheet. Doesn't do anything. Let's ignore that. What else uses two column? Test field widths. That uses. Okay, test field widths. Let's open that. Look at the PDF for that. Open RST to PDF tests reference test. Is it test underscore field underscore widths? Pull that over here. So this goes to page break two column. So there's the page break two columns. So this should now be two columns, column one, column two. Okay, so two columns is working. Oh, so maybe it was in the, wonder how that works. Oh, there we go. It's in the default style sheet at the moment. It's been moved. Yeah, that makes sense. Should potentially logically have created the three column. But then, you know, you can always create your own if you need it. Okay, so let's build something that uses the standard styles. Need a document. Let's take the manual. The manual's quite big. Where's the manual? Doc manual. There's the manual. How do we build it? We build it with this one. So let's go to doc. Get checkout. Oh, what's changed there? Get diff. Get checkout dash dash dot dot slash tests input 247. That's better. Clear that. Okay, so we're in the dot folder, so we can do rst to pdf manual.rst. Actually, why don't I just copy this? Custom that. Output to the manual. But we won't use the style sheet. And it does a -b1. So that will use a default style sheet rather than our normal manual style sheet, because assets manual.yaml is our style sheet. There's not a lot of style sheet changes in there, but there's some. Yeah, so logo image doesn't exist because presumably that's just this one here. Okay, so if we open output PDF, oh, that's what it should have done. Should have renamed it, shouldn't we? So here's the manual. have we got? Contents look something like that. Do that. Pick an arbitrary thing. Okay, so that's what the default style sheet looks like. Let's do that again. Make the output current SS, current default. Or maybe old default would be a better name. Okay, now let's pick up this one, which is 988 GH pull request create, no, not create, checkout 988. So that should pull in the new style sheets. Let's run that again and call this new default. Same error. So now we should be able to open output PDF manual current and output PDF manual new. And this unhelpfully put them on the other screen. So here's the first one, and here's the second one. So the default current one on the left, new one on the right. So that's what the new one looks like compared to the old one. A lot less bold. I see our headings are now in a different font, so that's just bold. What's that bold? Arial. Whereas that's clearly a nicer font. I think this looks a little bit neater than this. All that bold is quite hard to read comparatively. Tables still are outlined. That probably makes sense. Yeah, the titles definitely look better with that font as opposed to Arial. I have a feeling that style guide's the other way around. I wonder what fonts we've used. Was it default style? Default, oh, not that one. Default.yaml. So there's our default. Oh, that's obviously the wrong default. Okay, what's it called? Let's look it up rather than try to remember. Styles.yaml. Yes, and John prefers a style too. I'm doing really, really bad at loading the file I'm trying to look for, aren't I? Styles.yaml, that one. Oh, okay, so we're using times by the looks of it. So I suppose if we find the header, head or title, maybe title would be more logical. Yeah, we're now using headings. So it's called heading. Heading 1, heading 2, heading 1. Yeah, it uses heading. Heading is using font serif now. Font serif is times, yeah. In fact, we probably could have found that out just by reading this. Yeah, all the Helveticas have turned into times. Yeah, that looks better. That's no longer a monospace font though. That's interesting. I wonder why what I changed there. Let's copy that. And look in the manual to how that's created. Oh, did I not copy it? there. Yeah, that's four lines indented. Is 4 dots indented? Oh yeah, because we've got the double colon here. So RST cheat sheet. Maybe cheat sheet's the wrong word. Double colon. Paragraph contains only 2 colon, indicates foreign indent is a literal block. You can also tack double colon at the end of a paragraph. Colon, colon. Yeah, so that should have been in a monospace font, I would have thought. It isn't. But yeah, okay, maybe that's intentional. Standard mono. Oh, it's now been called font mono. So I wonder if we've missed a standard mono somewhere. That one. There's the styles. Yeah, there we go. Font name standard mono. That needs to be changed to font mono. So I changed that to font mono and rebuild. Like so. There we go. That looks better. We should probably make these the same size. That would probably help. Zoom to fit 9. View. Yeah, that's zoom to fit as well. Let's make this the same width. What's half and half? Z and X. Z. X. There we go. They're the same width now. So we line them up roughly. Yeah, that's better. That's most definitely a literal font now, and I suppose that's the same in here as well. Yes, that's better. Not sure about that change. Changing the standard to font, because that's a massive VC break. Yeah, because if we were to build one of my presentations, let's go and find the presentation. It's got to be one in 2020, 2019, 2019. That Slim 4 one, let's try that. See you later. Enjoy your call, John. Have a good day. And useful to know that because I had not caught on that it's already 9 o'clock. Have fun. 2019 06. No, not 06, 10. 08 Brum PHP. Presentation. This uses all my styles. But let's do pyenv local RST PDF -386. So that brings in the development version. And make. Oh, it's already up to date. No, obviously it's up to date. Open dot. Let's Let's rename that file. That one there, take a copy of it. Dash original. Delete that. CD back again. Make. So now this is going to use a new default styles. It's upset that I've got them in the wrong format and they've got one image, that's fine. So let's open dark.pdf and dark-original.pdf, and of course it's put them on the wrong side. There's one. That's one of them. Which one's that one? That's the original. So we put the original this side. And this one must be the new one. Yep. Picked up that font correctly. Maybe. Oh, there you go. There's a problem. Oh no, that's fine. This it's picked up my fonts. Okay. Maybe override all the relevant fonts. Yeah, that all looks fine. That's good. Or it didn't pick up the new fonts because I'm misunderstanding how that works, of course. Style main. How do we do the fonts? See, I overrode standard font. See, I've used very similar fonts, so it may be harder to tell. I wonder if I've got one that's clearer. Let's take out that one. cd.rm. Oh, hold on. CD presentation. rm.python version. Let's try this one. Open ... dash original. So that's the original file. And we need to create it again, which means we need to do a pyenv local to that. And we can do a make. Open. So let's just do this. No, it seems to have picked them up. I thought that would cause more problems than it has done. I wonder why that's worked. I thought that would cause problems and it hasn't done. So we must now use font sans as our font name. But if I'm going to override it, maybe I override it. No, I haven't overridden it. So why haven't I picked up? Don't know. I have to work at that later. But I'm a bit concerned about that. So I override all the aliases. And they'll all be broken. Okay. I'm going to stop there for today because I think that's been useful, and I will do some thinking about that. Who knows what's a good solution there. Anyway, I hope if anyone's left on the call, you all enjoyed that. You found that was interesting. I think we've made some progress on RST to PDF, which is always nice. I need to think a bit more about the way the new default styles will work. I think if we keep the old style sheet around, then I think it'll all be fine. Maybe call the old style sheet classic or something. But it's 9 o'clock. I need to go and do some work and make some money and things like that. So I hope you all have a good day, and I shall speak to you next Monday, 8 o'clock. Take care.